So we are going to carry on today, finish this one off, and then we're going to start doing these. Okay, now Snowbell has just joined us, so hopefully she'll be good and sit down on stuff that I don't need. Yeah, that'd make a change, wouldn't it? Okay, right, so I'm going to zoom in slightly, hopefully be in the right place. There we go. And we're just going to stitch down this last little bit that I've got here. And I might add something over this side. Just maybe some stitches. And I'm just doing some straight stitching because I quite like the phrase. And I don't want to lose my fraying. I've got all types of blue on here and some orange because I've been having a play making some flowers. We'll do some together. Yeah, Snowbell's doing really well. I don't know, she's a bit clingy, but I think because she's been spoilt over the last few days, well, weeks actually, or years probably, she's being a bit of a pickle at the moment, demanding attention. Hello. Yeah. We are going to just stitch today. We're going to go underneath my little bit of lace here. I didn't know there were so many shades of blue. I'm loving all the blue. It's like my favourite colour. Just reminds me of the ocean and the sea. So I thought it would be perfect. Right, I might do a bit of a now I got my book of stitchery out from 2022. This is when I first started stitching. I hadn't stitched before, and I've got out my book because I've got the stitches to remind me what they're called. So I'm now going to do my version of blanket stitch. So yeah, my version of the blanket stitch is going to go along here, she says, hopefully. Oh, whinge, what's the matter? No, you've got to start it off properly. Maybe I won't do a blanket stitch. Maybe I'll just do an over stitch like this. So I'm not sealing an edge or anything. Well, you've got a comfy bed. You're sitting on all the fabric I need. So I've been stitching them down onto my wall hanging, all my pockets, with blanket stitch. So a bit of continuity. I think that looks fine. I don't think you'd see the rest. And we'll finish that off. How neat that is. Huh. I might even be getting better at this sewing lark. I've got my little cutters. Yep, there they are. Put the needle away. So that is ready to go onto here. And I've decided to put it at the bottom because I wanted it to be sort of level. I half thought about putting some of these at the bottom, but then I thought, do you know what? 2 big pockets at the bottom will balance it out. So I've pinned this pocket on, and I'm just going to use the ow, yeah, ow, Snowbell. And I'm just going to do this all the way around my pocket. And I'm sure you don't want to watch me do that, so I'll be back when I've done that, and we'll start on one of these little ones. Okay, so this one's all stitched on, and I'll finish embellishing it, but I want to have a go on one of these now. And this is sort of an adaptation of an idea from Susan at Susan Hull's Art. And what I'm going to do is create a little picture and then sort of frame it. It's going to be a pocket on my wall hanging. So sort of 3 little steps. So Susan's going to stamp on hers. I am going to cut some pieces out because, oh, do you know what? I might even cover all of that. Let's get my big scissors, see what that looks like. Like a bit of a background. Oops, that's not very straight, is it? Let me just cut that straight because it's not. Right, so that is going to be my background on that picture. And let's choose some. I've got all my bunches of fabrics that I still had earlier. Oh, what about this? This would be a good. Do you think that would be too much of a contrast? What I want to do is cut a heart shape to go on top, and I want to do a few layers. So this is just going to be quite free flow, if you want to call it free flow. I don't know, what do we call it? Winging it. We call it winging it. I've got a vague idea what I'm doing, guys, so I'm just going to cut this out, and it's probably going to be too big. No, hang on. So that's one layer, but I want to do sort of more layers. So I need to do smaller ones. Now, whether I can get the same actual shape of a heart that I've got before, I don't know. I'm sort of doing it in 2 because these scissors are huge. And I want to just sort of layer them up. Now I'm thinking I might need a different one behind this because it's not showing up at all. So I have this. And then I just want to do something different on all of the little squares, just to make it interesting. Something like this. And then I'm going to stitch them down, remove my bits, put them in my little pot ready for the birds. And it's just, I've got a bit of cotton thread, embroidery thread on my needle. And I think all I'm going to do, oh, I should get a button and put it in the middle. Because what I really want is for this to just be, you know, like this. I'm going to find a button. Okay, so let's have a little look for a button. This is my little box of vintage buttons that I picked up at the car boot. I know, it's like a little treasure trove. You never know what you're going to find in here. So remembering that I'm sort of all blues and yellows, I just need something for the centre, and that will hold everything down. So I could just carry on with the blue theme, which looks okay. I could put white. Quite like something, just something different. Maybe a bit, oh, look at that one. Maybe not for this project. I think I'm just going to go with, I don't know. There's a dark. a darker one. Could do with sort of, oh, what's this one? That's just all too much the same. This is a bad move. See, I quite like that. I'm going to stick with that. I know, all you people who love loads of colour are going to be going, oh, you are boring. But I just quite like it. Hopefully I'll get a bit more adventurous. Oh, I need to come in a bit because you can't see what I'm doing. Now I've moved that. So I'm just going to stitch this button straight on through the centre. If I can. If I can. There we go. And I think that will hold all those hearts on. And that's one square done. Oh, I like that. That was quick. What I'm going to do now is just stitch this down onto my backing. I'll use the same colour. And I'm only going to stitch on the white bit. I'm going to try not to stitch over. I could now do a contrasting colour, couldn't I? Oh, it's hard for me. It's hard. Why can't I make decisions? Honestly. And what I might do is a sort of a couching one. So I might do big. That's what I'll do. I'll do big stitches in one colour. And then I'll come back in another colour and go over the top. That's a plan. Let's move that out the way. And I know you can't really see these. But you sort of know they're there, which is fine. Right, let's go back. Finish this off. I do have this gold colour, which I think is going to look quite nice as a contrast. Now, there is a way to do this. I think you pull, because I always used to get them up. See which one is moving, and then pull it the other way. Sometimes I can't even see which one's moving. And then you can keep it in here. I don't find this very easy. I can see it's right in there. I usually end up with mine falling out of these little holders. But if you want to keep them in the paper without the kinks in, when you have them on here and you unwind them, they all have these little kinks in, which is not really very good for your cotton, I don't think. It's best to leave them in here, but I do struggle with the keeping them in here. I can do this for the first few times, and then after that it starts to get all knotted up, and I don't know what I do wrong. So I think I'm pulling the wrong one. No, I got it. Right, I think I'm pushing my luck now, and I'm gonna cut off. But that's how you keep them in these little things. Okay, so I've threaded some of this gold onto a needle, and where's my bottom bit? That's the bottom. So I'm going to come up at the bottom again. I'll do my knot on the opposite side, and I'm going to come up where this one goes to. Doesn't matter which way round I go, and I'm just going to go round each of the stitches, like whatever you call it, and I'm just going through each of these stitches to give my... Now this isn't going to work, is it? Because this is way too much big. Way too much big. I don't know if this is going to work. Maybe I should have done smaller stitches. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Yeah, meow. Just going the same way every time, so that it always goes from sort of right to left, or left to right, whichever, but be consistent all the way round. I think I might have written down this stitch wrong, because I don't think this is a couching stitch. I'm going to go back down where I started. And you can hardly see it, but underneath it's like that. So I like that. I'm going to leave that. Or I could do, what I will do is when I stitch it on, I will stitch it on with this colour blanket stitch. What should we do this time? What shall we do now? I quite like the heart, but I've got to do something different. How about we do a flower? If Snowball would like to move, come on, out of the way. Maybe I can cut a flower out of this. She's sitting on everything over there. Oh, she's been a right pain today. Definitely got too spoilt when I was... Right, now I'm thinking if I could do a heart like that, maybe I can do a flower the same way. This could not work. So we could do some sort of petals like this. I don't know. This might work, it might not. Oh, it's not bad. Oh, I like it. That is not bad, Carol. Well done. Well done, you. It's sort of flowerish. So, we need a little background for that. I'm debating my choice of white now. Isn't that bad? I just want to cover it up. I don't know. It might be all right if I just put a bit of lace on there. Maybe like an angle, and then put the flower on. It'll work, won't it? It'll work. Maybe I'll have the lace at the top, like that. Maybe that's what I don't like. I think that looks better. Right, I'm going to pop a pin in it, just for a minute. And we'll have a look and see how we're going to sew this on. A needle and cotton. I'm thinking little baby. What am I doing? Got it on there, haven't I? That's not what I want to do. I'll pop it on there instead. I'm thinking maybe I'll just do little baby stitches everywhere. Little seed stitches. So this video is going to be 2 parts, as it's got very long again, even though I've cut out a lot of my repetitive stitching. I'll be finishing this little pocket off next week, and we'll be doing one more. So please join me for that next Wednesday. And I want to thank you all for all the lovely comments about the wall hanging. I am loving making this. I hope you are making one too. And I will see you next week when we can do a little bit more. See you soon, guys.